Hello everyone, my name is Renee Burns and this is my Module 7 where we are determining our internal communications versus our external communications within our school and district. So I work within O'Laughlin Elementary, which is part of USD 489. So as you can see here, I chose to use a Lucidchart for the creation of this assignment. I do like the visual that I chose to represent the internal communication with the red in the center. Just showing that this is what's happening within my school and the district. And then the outer layer shows the support of the circle within. So this is all of our community, our parents, all of our partnerships on the outside here for external communications. So within Lucidchart, I did go ahead and have to register for the free trial, which ended up being a paid trial after a while. But I wanted to add too many icons. I couldn't fit it all in with the limited amount that they offer with the free trial. So that was really the only negative that I saw. I did avoid using arrows like a flowchart would be because I wanted to add... when I added the arrows, it just was too overwhelming. I felt like it was a lot in the way, and it just seemed kind of messy. But majority of this communication, though, is reciprocal. So it's both ways, providing feedback and then them providing their feedback. So it's really going back and forth. Even within internal communications, it's all reciprocal. So I got rid of the arrows just so that it was less messy and it really didn't serve any purpose for mine. So going into their internal communications, I'll start with students. Majority of our communication, student to student, administrator to student, staff to student, is face-to-face. There is some written form, and then there's also the digital form for Seesaw. It's a digital portfolio. And so a lot of our communication, especially with remote learning, is through Seesaw. And then we also have a video morning news segment that goes out daily, and that is communication through internal communication there. So administration here, a lot again is face-to-face, written. Outlook is the email system that we use, and then also through our phone calls. Staff is going to include, I really didn't decipher like faculty versus certified staff just because we use the same forms of communication. So a lot of us are using face-to-face and nonverbal communication. Written, Outlook again for email and phone. For our social interactions, we have a Facebook staff page that all faculty is invited to and can participate if they have that form of communication. Frontline is what we use to communicate our professional development as well as any absences for work. PLCs are professional learning communities. A lot of communication happens through that form. PowerSchool, OneDrive, and GroupMe are all digital systems that we use for various different things. Our Board of Education, face-to-face, they've definitely had an open door policy where we can do informal face-to-face if we'd like to meet with one or two in small groups. Also, you can always attend a more formal setting with a board meeting. They also communicate through written and email. So that covers my internal communication. Moving to external, I obviously there's many more than what I provided here, but these are the few that I felt like are really good partnerships that we communicate on a regular basis with. So for Hayes, we have a lot of student teachers, internships, a grandpa and grandma partnership that comes to our school, and so that was one that we definitely communicate on a regular basis with. Sternberg Museum is a great resource for Hayes. iSmile is a dental and vision business that comes in regularly to support our students. Hayes Med, again, also a great partner. Ellis County I added just because of the pandemic. We have been in constant communication with them. TMP is our private school, and so our administration is meeting a lot with those schools as well. And then Big Brothers Big Sisters we also work with on a regular basis. So coming over here onto the sides, I have our partnerships. Definitely communicate face to face often, but majority of it is happening written and email. And then we also, especially with Fort Hays, do a lot of video communications. And then with our community, just in general, face to face, social media, and we do that a lot with various platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have a radio broadcasting system here in town that we communicate through, television. We have a local channel that we go through, and then the newspaper. And we have 2 forms of news within Hays that we communicate through. I felt it important to add the law enforcement and emergency. That is a communication that we do proactively. So a lot of our face-to-face communication is our meetings, just planning and preparedness. But then it's the same with email. But for phone would definitely be in a more emergency situation where we're needing help right then and right there. We're in communication with them. And then parents, I really struggled with parents because, in my opinion, parents should be part of the internal communication. So I really battled within myself on where they should go. I just feel like they are a part of our school and part of our family, and so they belong in the internal communications. However, they're obviously not hired through 49. So I did keep them on the external side, but face-to-face communications, written, email. Seesaw, again, is that digital portfolio that we use a lot to communicate through. And then social media, again, Facebook is probably the primary one. But then we're also looking at Instagram and Twitter for some communication as well. When I look at the chart, I really liked the resources from Hampton City School Communication Plan, the resources that were provided for this assignment. So I used their layout to help me define my 2 publics. I feel that all the parties involved in the separate publics are strong communicators. We just need to remember to offer communication in multiple formats due to the age of members and their preferences. So like our site committee, our site council has a lot of older members that don't necessarily do the whole social media. And so we just always need to remember multiple languages and multiple formats, not just electronics. So that's something that we probably need to work on. I could improve my chart by finding PNG images. A lot of my images were local images, and so it was difficult. They just weren't available. I'm sure there is a way to make JPEG into MPG, but I just am not on that level of tech savviness quite yet, so I'm not sure how to do that. I'm sure I also might have left off some pieces of the community, but if I spent more time, I could include a more detailed list. So that is my presentation, and thank you for listening.